I found this drenched in rainwater at a Walmart full of leaks in the roof in the wrong section of the store after checking the toy aisle and being disappointed with nothing being there for the 100,000th time in the last several months. Outside of the fact that the box managed to dry out with no apparent damage, I've got no long-winded and boring speech for you before launching into this, so let's go! It's 86 Cup. What kind of name is Cup? It sucks so bad. You look up K-U-P in Google, and the only thing that comes up is Cup. It's not a car part, it's not a phrase or a descriptor of the character, it's not a type of vehicle, it's not an alien or a robot name. It's just a misspelling of a drinking container. Maybe that's why he comes with a juice box. I thought Hot Rod called him Cop with a C for years, and that name fits him way more, don't you think? Though I was always confused as to why his alt mode was some kind of bullshit space pickup truck and not a cop car because of it. Like, how are you supposed to store perps without a backseat? Do you just have them sit on the bed of the truck and let them slide out every time you make a hard turn? That honestly sounds funny as hell. I would watch that. When this was announced, I was sure that this was going to be a retool of the Titans Return figure. Then I got a hold of the 86 Blur and became even more sure because that was absolutely a retool of the Titans Return figure. Just a quick aside, holy crap, that Blur has become a peg warmer. Every store I go to will have 5 or 6 of those just chilling on a shelf. No one wants that poor ugly son of a gun. Anyways, back to the figure at hand. I was sure that this was going to be a retool of the Titans Return Cup. It's not even a little, not even remotely similar. And I question why, because that was a massively better figure than this. I'm not exactly giving it all away already, but this figure has issues that one didn't have. The look of the figure is pretty accurate, though a little strange. His shoulders are lower than they are supposed to be, but everyone complains about that. My big issue is how much skinnier he's become. Cup was never supposed to be a big dude, but if you put this guy next to him, and he looks like if Cup got hooked on meth for the last 3 years. I almost wonder if this is some kind of horribly labored reference to the IDW comics where Cup in his initial appearance was a terrible emaciated shell of a person. It would explain the face, though honestly I'd say the face is faring better to me than the body. In hand, yes, it still looks like Willem Dafoe, but much less so than in the pictures I've seen. There are shades of Cup in here, and I can easily see how this is an interpretation of him, especially the tweaked out him from early IDW. Though, a point against it is the crappy-ass light piping. Fortunately, it's really dark against the much lighter tone of his face, so it does pop in a kind of way, but this crap is still hopeless. You could shove his head inside of a light bulb and basically get no effect out of the soulless dead coals in his eye sockets. When light piping went away during Combiner Wars, the world became a better place. Let's go back to that world. Gotta question, though, why he looks so different on the box. Looks like goddamn motherfucking Hank Hill up in here. Whoa! God damn it, Hot Rod! I sell juice boxes and juice box accessories! Damn, my Hank Hill is abysmal. Look at this. The way he holds this is not an Energon goodie. This is a juice box. He comes with the gun we all saw in the movie, but like everything else on him, it seems to be emaciated. Why is everything about this guy so skinny? His arms are skinny, his thighs are skinny, his face is skinny, him gun's skinny too. And once again, it's not designed to fit a blast effect, but you can jam one on there anyways. You can also slam one on the juice box, turning it into a burning jerry can. This thing has a fair amount of paint, and it's fairly well color matched. You pretty much can't tell that this part here isn't its natural color. The whole window is painted for the cool metallic effect. Really nice and crisp Autobot symbol. All of this is really well done. Maybe the reason he's so skinny is the plastic went to the paint budget. Speaking of skinny, this one thin-ass panel doesn't really like pegging into his leg. And using legs as a way to segue into this asshole has a hard time standing. This guy's feet are pathetic. He's got just enough toe, but the heels not so much. I mean, he'll stand, but he makes Chromia look like a figure with a reasonable level of stability. He's got this gimmick where you can turn him into Arm Fall Off Boy from what is clearly his most iconic scene, the moment where he goes, "Fix me!" for 2 seconds. One thing I like to use this for is to reverse the arm and make it look like he's holding a cup. And it's sad that this is where I find the joy in this gimmick, because it could have been a good bit of fun giving him weaponizer limbs or something, but it's all just so much ash in your mouth when every time you go to pose him, you've got to shove the limbs back into place because they're just trying to escape. You can do a monkey mode though. He can't reach his face with the juice box like this, so it's losing points on that. It's not a terrible gimmick, it's just frustrating to have to combat it every single time you want to pose him. Poseability on this guy doesn't exactly impress. Head's got maybe a little more range than normal, but if you untransform it, you get all of the down. Elbows pull way more than 90, though I have to question why they're ratcheted when they don't seem to do anything. You can kind of feel them engaging, but they aren't doing more than just regular friction joints. He's got no wrists though, so that's weird. Not the most useful joint on the planet, but it's one that's easy and cheap to implement, so its absence is kind of strange. If you unpeg the backpack, you can get some back crunch, which lets him do the opposite of that stupid anime robo crotch thrust. Honestly, I didn't think anything could be worse than that, but now I see that I was wrong. His knees are ratcheted, and these do seem to do something, but they only go 90. You can untransform the shins to give him a bow-legged thing going on, so maybe you can have him riding a mount, or just say that the juice boxes he drinks don't have any vitamin D in them, so he got the rickets. Alright, on to the real issue with this figure. Transformation. Transformation on this guy sucks. It is such a tragedy they didn't reuse the Titans Return figure, because that thing had an amazing transformation. Every step of this is so unintuitive. I'm not kidding when I say that this little deluxe figure took me over 40 minutes to figure out how to transform. Nothing about the way this works is natural. Like, look at this. To transform it, the head stays exactly where it is. It doesn't go into the chest cavity, it stays right there, but it's on a folding panel that you aren't supposed to use for any reason. Why? It's got a mad case of the Play-Doh factor too, where you are just trying to squish it till it's right, and the legs annoyingly enough allow you to over-transform them. There is nothing stopping you from doing this when you transform him, and no human on Earth goes, huh, this part turns 180, I must only need to turn it 5 degrees. That's clearly what I'm supposed to do here. This makes anti-sense to the human brain. More is more good. Once you have all of the more, you are done. And you do not stop before you have all of the more. Can you tell that this is the part that had me scratching my head like a stupid chimp for 20 minutes? You have to loop things past each other, nothing wants to peg in, it's all frustrating, and the end product is this, and, it's honestly kind of worth it. Like, I thought the Titan's Return figure was near perfect in alt mode, and this makes me realize how wrong that figure actually is. Like, yeah, this is the mode, this is it. I don't think even the third-party Masterpiece style figures are this close to what he's supposed to look like. He doesn't roll the best, and the peg tires are kind of blatant and unsightly. You guys seriously couldn't have painted these black so they didn't stand out like a sore thumb? But yeah, this is kind of glorious in its faithfulness. The dumb, weird SWAT space pickup with no tailgate and no trailer hitch that serves no discernible function has never looked this close to what I saw on screen all those years ago. The gun and the Energon goodie can peg onto the sides of the vehicle through some dedicated specialty pegs rather than in the bed. Because, you know, that'd be stupid. There's no tailgate. They could just slide out if they were in the bed. Best put them on the side where that's not an issue. Seriously, why didn't they design the peg so it fits in here? There's a slot, just barely not the right size for it. Whatever, ruins the screen accuracy anyways. This is a pretty mixed bag, you guys. On the one hand, the robot mode is okay. It's comfortably an interpretation of the character, though it's not supremely screen accurate like I thought the whole point of this line was supposed to be. It poses okay. It's got some good points and some substandard ones. As long as you don't miss the fists, you'll probably say it's an above average chug figure. The gimmick causes a mountain of irritations, and I'd say it outweighs the fun it brings. And the transformation is just terrible. I do not look at this and go, man, I want to transform this right now for fun, and I can do that with almost anything in my collection, yet still this is just not on that level. But that alt mode, yeah, it's clearly what all the sacrifices on this figure were made for because it's like it jumped off the screen. This probably has more good about it than it does bad, but it's sure not something that I can say everyone will care for. If it looks good to you now, I say go for it, but I don't think that this is a figure that will elevate itself once it's in your hands. And that's not half of what I have to say, but it's enough of what I have to say. And I know you know what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you'll enjoy listening to me waste your time.